Hey guys, so retro modding was incredibly nice and sent me a ton of stuff for like sort of a Christmas gift. And today I'm going to be doing one of the things they sent me, or putting together one of the things they sent me. This is the Game Boy Color IPS LCD. This is the full-sized LCD for the Game Boy Color, and I'm super excited for this. So first things first, I want to paint this shell that they sent me. So let's go do that now. Alright, so here is the design that I came up with. It's just all the different Game Boy Color, like the original US lineup of Game Boy Color colors. So there's berry, grape, kiwi, dandelion, and teal. So we'll see how that looks. So let's open up the little kit here. This is how it comes from Retro Modding. They give you a nice link to, I guess, a little guide on how to install it. This looks like some sort of 3D printed bracket. So here's the little bracket. Okay. Here's another bracket. And then here's the actual screen. And okay, so here's the ribbon. Okay, looks good. And the screen, I guess, has a sort of a foam backing that you put back here that also kind of masks the, or prevents the metal back from, making contact with the Game Boy Color motherboard. Let's see, here's a motherboard I have ready to go. I trimmed the pins already. This is one I've actually been saving. It's an 06 model. This is one of the latest models of Game Boy Color that they made. Like one of the last ones. And it's in really, really nice condition. The latest CPU, you can see there. It's in the older version there's another chip here. This one doesn't have that. And they updated the design a little bit on this one. But yeah, it already has, replaced the caps already, and it got everything ready to go. So let's get started here. Here's the inside of the shell, and I think what we need to do is, okay, good, this has a protector on it. We're going to have to trim. You can see obviously this doesn't fit inside here very well. So I think we have to trim away some of the shell here, here, and a little bit on the D-pad. So let's go ahead and do that now. So I probably could use the drill press that I normally use for machining shells, but most people probably don't have that, so I'm just going to use some flush trim cutters. Because that's probably all you really need for this. So it looks like the screen is pretty close to this edge here. If you look on their website, on Retro Modding's website, they have a guide on where to trim everything. And I have no problem trimming it a little bit wider than what they suggest, just to give myself some extra space for lining it properly. And yeah, if you don't have these flush trim cutters, you can definitely use just like a normal X-Acto blade, something like this. And sure, it's a little bit trickier maybe, but You can like kind of score it a little bit. Maybe on both sides. The flush trim cutters are very, very easy. It's probably the best way to do it. But if you're using, if all you have is like an X-Acto, then you can see it does work pretty well too. So an X-Acto and a pair of pliers. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and keep using the flush trim cutters just because it's a little bit easier. Okay, looks pretty good. Make sure you put on your safety squints when you do this. Like that, wow. That one went flying somewhere in my room. Okay, that looks pretty good. I'm going to really make sure it's flat everywhere. You don't want any like sharp edges where the screen's going to be pressing up against. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that. And we need to remove a little bit on the top here too. You can see when the screen is all the way up here, it just barely kind of hits right there. So, actually, let me take a look at that. Yeah, it's pretty much just like the top, right in between the little cross part there. But it should be totally fine to remove that. Okay. Okay, so there is the shell ready to go. And actually, now that I'm looking at their little guide, you're supposed to remove this little bit right here, which is one of the battery connectors, the terminals. So I'm just going to use my flush trim cutters on that too. That's a little bit, wow. Yeah. Alright, that feels pretty good. And I guess I'll go ahead and put a little bit more Kapton tape there. Okay. Alright, so the next step is to take the LCD and I'm going to put it on the back side like this. And the ribbon goes in the bottom left corner here. Okay, so you just take this tiny little connector here and you fold it over very carefully onto the ribbon. Just like that. Okay, and then with the shell, you drop in your 3D printed bracket down here. And this is supposed to help with like alignment of the screen. So I'm going to go ahead and remove the plastic film there. So there's the screen. Just like that. Fits really snugly, which is pretty good. And then you want to take this bracket and I guess it's supposed to go this way. Yeah. Okay, just like that. And now, and this is up against here, you don't want any, you don't want this to make any contact with anything else. So, I believe that's what this is for, but I'm going to use Kapton tape. So, just like that. Looks nice. Oops. Okay. Okay, and that is literally almost it. We're almost done, if you can believe it. So the next step, I guess, is to put in our buttons. I'm going to go with sort of a Pokemon theme for this one. So there's the D-pad. And here's our power switch. Okay. Here are the screws we need. So an interesting little tip for you guys that maybe many of you don't know about is that these Phillips screws inside here are not actually Phillips. They are JIS, which is Japanese Industrial Standard. And so you might notice when using a normal Phillips screwdriver, you can get them to screw in and out. But when you use JIS, it's really squeaky. When you use a JIS, the little, like, I'm not sure what these are called, like the little spines or whatever they are, they're a little bit straighter at the top, and that allows the screw to not really slip. And I mean, it does make a lot of sense that, because these are from Japan, so to use the Japanese Industrial Standard screw makes a lot of sense. Okay, so now just a couple more steps. First one here is to get the ribbon connected. It was pretty easy. And then there is this little piece of copper tape with some adhesive on it, I believe. There we are. And this allows you to change the brightness of the of the screen. And I'm just going to put that on the back side of the infrared port. If you want, you can put it somewhere else, but I think that's the typical place. Some games obviously do use the infrared port, so it's up to you if you are comfortable losing that function. But anyway, so there's that. And we are pretty much set here. I'm going to go ahead and put the back on. And now these screws here are tri-wing screws, so okay. So here's what we have so far. Let's go ahead and give it a test. And look at that. An actual full-sized LCD. That's amazing. Okay, and so for a lens here, I thought I would go with the Pokemon theme with the, the Pokemon buttons. So here's a Pokemon lens that I just randomly happen to have. And this is a full-size lens, so you don't have to do any, you don't have to worry about masking it or getting a custom lens that is, you know, like the smaller size. Okay. Looks good. Alright, all it's left to do now is test it. Okay, so I have a copy of Pokemon Crystal here, which is fitting for the Pokemon theme. And let's give this a go. So this one was sent to me by somebody, and it actually looks like it's in French. Looks like boy or girl. So it's interesting, in the French one, the options are Chris, Benji, Nicholas, or Jean. Oh, Jean is maybe like change your name? Or no, you can't change your name? I don't know, that's weird. Alright, so I'm Jean. But there's something... Alright, so some thoughts on this mod. Out of all of the backlighting, the backlit Game Boy Color screen mods, this one is absolutely by far the easiest to install. It is incredibly bright. We didn't even try that. Oh yeah, look, it get even brighter. Wow. There's darkest, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it has 6 different brightness levels. So it's really bright. There's no screen tearing, it's full size, it's super easy to install. I absolutely highly recommend this mod. I'll definitely put a link in the description where you can get this. Like I said, Retromodding sent me this. So that is so incredibly bright. I'm really impressed. Wow, that is so bright. Here, let me just get a really good close-up of the screen here for you guys. So you can see there's a funny little thing that happens here. He's gonna kick me out, watch. But yeah, look at, there's no tearing at all. And it's just so incredibly bright and vibrant. I am super happy with the screen. I'm probably going to be ordering quite a few more of these. So yeah, I guess once again, thank you to Retromodding for sending me this. I look forward to playing around with it some more. And maybe this will be the thumbnail of the video. Alright, that's it for this one, you guys. Take care, and I'll see you next time.